So let's start with why we chose to move to the U.S.
With us, it was primarily education.
And I've seen there's going to be a better future and Pakistan won't have a better future later, right? At that time, everyone thought he was crazy.
Good call. Kia ora, everyone. Welcome to Breaking Naan. Today we are going to be discussing there's something about moving abroad. So let's start with why we chose to move to the U.S. So basically, I moved here when I was maybe 9 or 10, and primarily the move was because our extended family was already here.
Where'd you move from?
From Dubai, sorry, good catch. So we moved here from Dubai in 99 or 98. Again, I wouldn't know the specific reasoning behind it because I was so young, but primarily it was because my family was here already. But the cool thing was we did move to Florida first, and then we came to Texas after, which is where we are now. And again, like I said, it was because of family, and then I think partially was education. But I'm not too sure how much focus that was first, or it was family first. But yeah, what about you guys?
So I can go. With us, it was primarily education.
From where?
Moved here from Abu Dhabi. Actually, it was funny.
Dubai, brother.
Started in Dubai, moved to Abu Dhabi, and then moved to Pakistan for a year.
Oh, nice.
And then, thank God it was a very
How
short year.
long did you spend the time here before moving back? Now back to Pakistan.
So I think I moved to the States when I was 13.
And then how long were you here in the States? Because you moved to Pakistan after moving
Well, you
here,
said
right?
Dubai, Pakistan, then US?
Or
Yeah,
is it
yeah.
Dubai,
That's what
US?
you said.
Exactly.
He
Yeah,
said
yeah.
Dubai, Pakistan,
Yeah.
then US.
And then US. US was the final country.
Alright.
Yeah.
Oh,
But Pakistan for a short year, thank God, that felt like a lifetime because I couldn't.
And the reason?
Culture shock. Like
No, the reason for you, like
Oh,
the family
it was-
to move to the US.
that was mainly for schooling, education. So I think everybody has like limitations for if you're not an Emirati, they're expecting for you to like move out to back to your original country, whatever is
Really?
Pakistan. Yeah, and
Now it's like
that may
flipped.
have changed. That may have
What
changed
is it
now,
now?
right?
Now they want you to come there
Now
and
they want you to
invest,
come, yeah.
like money and bring in
Invest.
money and
Yeah.
stuff.
So that's the
Sounds
gold,
about
the
right.
golden was it golden
Visa.
Yeah, exactly.
the 10-year
So
visa.
now it's a lot different.
Yeah.
99 years
got
now.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now it's different.
Of course it is. It was
Yeah.
flat before, but
Yeah.
now it's like to the skies.
Yeah.
What about you, Riz?
I was 14 when I moved to the States. I think education is something that probably every family thought about it at first. So that can't be the only reason, 100%. No, there's nothing to do with that. 100% is always a
For
father.
me, I'm saying education.
It was actually an education for
Yeah,
you?
it was, yeah,
Okay,
it
well,
was.
I can't say that it was 100% like, oh, it has to be that.
Yeah.
It was obviously a part of a plan. The plan was simple, and I think a lot of, it's funny that my dad has mentioned a bunch of times that he had told his family that, hey, I've been to the US a few times, I've worked over there a little bit through PIA, and I've seen there's going to be a better future and Pakistan won't have a better future later, right? At that time, everyone thought he was crazy.
Good call.
And now everyone's like, hey, I want to be there too. So definitely good call. And yeah, like I said, it wasn't really like,
I was
oh,
gonna
let's go there
say,
to educate them.
your
It was more, let's
parents-
just go there.
Shout out to Dad, thank
Because
you.
everything is
Yeah.
there. Definitely.
So your dad came to the States beforehand.
100%.
How
Yeah.
about you? Did your parents ever like come
Did you
to
guys
the
move it
States before?
together? Did some, one of
Yeah,
the
it
family
was
members
just
came at
me
first?
and the siblings, but my dad was still back home in Dubai.
Okay, there was no. But
But we
they
had
do a
extended
trial run,
family
like,
here.
Did they come here first and then like, oh, we can live?
No,
here?
but that
No,
was
no,
his family.
no, no.
No, because it's other
the family
family
members.
members.
That's what I was
So
saying,
I
right?
think
So-
they tested out the waters.
That's
and
what I'm
then-
saying, yeah.
So in my case too, like my parents and my younger sister, they came from like a short like
Gotcha.
a summer
Okay.
Oh, cool.
vacation.
That's
China. I was
awesome.
like,
Yeah.
this could work.
Now, there wasn't enough difference, but basically my brother was running out of his 21-year-old age, so my dad got him first ASAP,
Right.
and then the rest of the family members. But even then, it was like first my sisters, then it was like whoever that remains there, like me and my mom and my little sister. And I was like, as a 14-year-old,
good, yeah.
14-year-old, no, I was like very like jealous of them. Like my brother's already
Like,
there
when
for
is it
few
gonna be my
months.
turn?
Yeah, and then not gonna lie, like because he worked at PIA, so we attempted 3 times to get that.
Did you guys get
Why?
like VVIP service when you came here?
You call this VVIP? If it took me 3 attempts to go to the airport to actually get a seat, that's opposite of the VVIP.
Awesome. So let's jump to the next thing. Like before we came to the US, all three of us, like our expectations versus what we actually experienced, right? So for me, I could actually say that obviously I was too young, right?
were.
Yeah, we all were, right? So like, what, 9 here, you were 13, 14, right? So
yeah.
we're still young. I mean, y'all were still teens, so,
Yeah,
right?
teens.
For me, it was pretty much everything we saw on TV, right? Like all the shows that were allowed in Dubai from America. So, we were thinking it's really like, it'll be a nice, easy ride. Unfortunately, it wasn't because everything here costs money, a lot of it too. So it's like you have to work to make it and survive. So for me, I think that was like the biggest setback was that it wasn't just about education here. In order to achieve that goal, we had to set down boundaries for like income. And that unfortunately created a lot of circumstances for us where we actually could not, reach our potential goals for like actually reaching
Yeah,
the
that makes sense. That
educational
makes sense,
thing,
yeah.
right? So what about you guys?
Oh, wait. I want to go for next because
Yeah.
I'm gonna forget mine.
He already remembered.
Something I did notice in Zane's answer, the way you described the whole thing is like you were an adult already. Right?
Oh, well, yeah.
So my story would be opposite, right? I'm 14 years old who doesn't know enough about the world at all at this moment. Even in Pakistan, I didn't do anything. I belonged to one of those families that didn't let me do anything. So I was at school and home. So going to US, obviously everything I saw on the movies was expected, and I think that's something to really highlight because even till today, people who come to Houston, they're like, "Oh man, it's not like New York. Oh man,
I was
like
gonna say,
Chicago and
it
LA."
depends on where you
Yeah,
live.
so
It depends.
We could jump on New York later, but yeah, continue what you're saying.
so basically, as soon as I landed in New York, obviously being as a kid and seeing all those buildings, it was just amazing. I was in New York for maybe not more than a night or two. That's it. And again, I'm gonna only give you a
That
point of
explains
view
why he
of
saw New
my,
York.
right? And then in 2 days, so like my brother has already lived a little amount of time in New York. My sisters have maybe more than a week or two. I got there, and the next night we moved to Tennessee. And if y'all know Tennessee and New York, you guys can assume
Absolutely, yes.
the differences. And it was
Absolutely.
like, what is this place?
Fast-paced
Don't get me
versus-
wrong, everything was much beautiful there when what I saw, for example, back home versus this. So it was cleaner and whatnot. But I didn't know anything about the whole financial bills and no nothing. Just the whole thing was about moving to a new country, new
Yeah.
school. It was pretty scary, actually.
But I think I don't want to cut you off. I know you can go next, but I want to say that there's a difference between moving from Pakistan to the U.S. and Dubai to the U.S. Right?
Yeah.
Because
what is
Dubai.
that difference?
So like you said, like it was a complete.
Even moving from Dubai to like
I see what you
Pakistan
mean,
for
yeah.
me was
it was a
huge
big difference,
shock.
right?
I was like, this is miserable.
Because
Yeah.
I've vacationed in Pakistan.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
It's
So,
completely
okay.
different, right? Vacation
You
is
should
different,
say
but living
them
there is
some-
different, right?
Are you
100%.
saying Dubai was like already too clean back then too?
Well,
Yeah,
well,
I
when
mean-
you when
So it
you
wasn't a shocker coming over here?
So-
no,
okay.
when you talk about clean, it's not just the sanitary
Yeah.
wise, right? But you're talking about like structures being
Amenities.
built, like
That makes
amenities,
sense. That makes sense.
right?
That
So
makes
that
sense.
was
Well,
already
like,
there.
so a lot of folks that live in the Middle East have like packages when they live there. It's
Yeah.
like apartments basically covered for, your car's covered, your phone's
Yeah.
covered, everything's paid for by the company.
Yeah,
That
And
makes
it's
sense.
tax free,
That makes
right?
sense.
Like, so that's a big drastic.
it's still
change when you
tax free,
live
but
there.
yeah.
Yes, it's still tax free. But when you
Well, what about you though?
So my expectation, we ended up living in New York for I think a month, maybe
Yeah,
less than
nice.
that.
That's nice.
So we had like old family friends from the Middle East. that
Where in New
were-
York, if you don't mind me asking?
Queens. I think.
Queens. Oh,
Yeah.
I love Queens.
So we were there, and then we moved to
We're in Queens.
Virginia. We're in Queens.
I remember that.
yeah.
And then we went to Virginia, like a small, very small county.
Is that too different from New York? I haven't been to Virginia.
Very
Maybe I
different.
have once actually. Never mind.
It was one of the smallest counties in Virginia, so it was very
Okay,
tiny.
okay.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like extremely.
Is it rural?
I would personally say so, coming from a larger
said
city.
small, so I would
it's
assume
very
so, yeah.
small, yes. And yeah, so that was a huge culture shock. It's like you can move from a major city to like that, where the tallest building is 2 stories.
I do want to ask you both of you because you
Yeah.
guys mentioned what were your expectations, and I don't think I heard that. What were you expecting America would be like?
Well, honestly, because
Don't tell me what you saw. Tell me like what were you thinking when you go in there?
no, I mean, I honestly did not have the Hollywood expectations that usually people do when they look at, the Big Apple and stuff
Yeah.
like that. For me, because I think it was, I mean, during my, as I was brought up, it was mostly focused on just, just get this education. And apparently at that time, maybe till even today, the Western, education system is amongst the highest rated, across the globe. So I think for me, it was just focused on that aspect and being happy about, oh, you know what, I could get a good education. I mean, even in Dubai, we had a good system going. We were in a British system,
Yeah.
a grammar school, right? But coming here, I thought
No,
there
mine
were,
was an American school.
Oh, you were in
In
American
Dubai?
school. It was different. Yeah. So for me, it was
In
Z,
Abu Dhabi.
not Z, right? Yeah. So basically, for me, it was just like our family was, focused really on, education. But unfortunately, when we did come here, I think that's the reality I'm telling you that took place for me was that it wasn't just about, going to the university and just applying. There's cost and
I have a
all.
question.
Yeah.
You were 10.
Yes.
You already knew all this when you were 10.
I was
Moving
gonna
to
say, nobody
that's
really
what I'm
knows that when you're
guys.
10
What I'm
years old.
asking you is when you were.
I was a kid. I had no idea. The only thing
That's
that
what
you
I'm asking.
But the only
You're-
thing,
like-
only thing you would know is your family, right? Whatever they tell you.
I get that, but forget them for now. For now, I just want to know
Okay, but-
what were you thinking when you, in your 10 years old, whatever you knew in that world, you're like, hey, Zen, we're moving to States. So what were you expecting?
Disneyland. I'll be honest with you.
So, knew about Disneyland.
Here's the
I
thing.
did. I did.
When my parents first came to the U.S., right, when they did that tour, they brought like
Pre-tour.
this is when Toys R Us was like, everything was like around,
Yeah.
so we had nothing
Yeah.
but toys that was brought to us.
Oh
Right.
wow.
So my expectation,
That was like the
find this,
expectation there.
everywhere. That was the
I
expectation.
need the toys.
It's like Toys R Us was like you should.
It
like,
has
at
to be that
point.
brand
Yeah.
too. Toys R Us.
Exactly. So.
All right.
Yeah,
yeah.
so I didn't have any expectations. So I was like, oh, I guess we're moving. Okay, cool. Like, let's.
Yeah, that's the
let's see.
same here.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
no
that's
Like
not-
Zero,
you're 10,
zero,
like
none.
13
Now
years
look,
old.
if I was a
yeah.
teenager, then I would have higher expectations that
Right.
would make more sense and more realistic.
Right.
But when you're young and you're a child, you're just like listening to what your adults are saying.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'll probably do that. But then when you come in the situation, it's just like, oh crap, it's not that easy. And you just like,
I think my culture shock is when I was interacting with the other students in school. Like when school actually started.
Yeah.
The type of questions they were asking me, I was like, what planet did you live on?
what question are you mean?
Like, so they were like, oh, because like they've never heard of the Middle East, right? Of course, like,
Yeah.
what 13-year-old, let's be real, like, a lot of adults
you gotta understand.
may have not, like, it's a very small county, so I get it. Like,
No, not just the county itself. I think in general, I feel
I
like
think-
back then people, I mean, even till today, look at
Even
all the
today, let's
shows
be
that
honest,
these
today,
segments
yeah.
go outside and ask people
Yeah.
the most insanely basic question
Yeah,
ever they wouldn't
they
know.
won't know,
I do have
yeah.
a theory about it. I feel like people are pretty happy here, at least they
Yeah.
were back then. They didn't need to know anything other than
Oh, you're talking about in America?
America. Yeah.
Oh, everybody lives
Yeah.
in a bubble. I'm sorry.
at least back then. Like
That's the truth. Even till
maybe
today,
now
everybody
it's
lives in a
little
bubble.
bit different, but
Unfortunately,
still.
there are people that I've found. I read some research somewhere. People in Fort Bend County, where we are, have actually never left their entire life.
Yeah,
I know people in the
100%. Yeah,
The
I believe
county.
that.
county.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Right. So I guess either you are happy or you're just content,
Yeah.
like with where you are. You don't want to explore, right?
Yeah.
We don't. We're not
Yeah.
like that. So we want.
Well,
but
cost
again,
is also part of it.
But again,
Yeah.
you also have to think about back to the expectations things. It's not realistic for a child to actually have real
Yeah.
life examples.
Yeah,
of, like, what
exactly,
to do.
exactly.
But I guess like looking back at it now, like I get a lot of people ask me this question, like, why the hell would you leave a place like Dubai?
Right.
And I get that a lot. And
I've
been,
gotten
like,
those questions.
Yeah,
I've gotten
right.
those questions,
And
yeah.
I don't know what to say. I'm like, it wasn't my
Is
choice.
that a legit question?
Yeah, I get that a lot.
For today's
I've gotten
time or back when you did?
I'm talking about recently people ask that
Okay.
because when they
Recently,
ask
they're
where you're
like,
from,
they're like, oh, I would love to go to
Yeah.
Dubai.
I mean, the reason you also think about that is because the Burj, obviously,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all the the glamorous
It's
and luxurious
understandable, yeah.
So
lifestyle.
for Dubai, it's understandable. I can never get that question from a Pakistan standard point of view, right?
It's different.
I'm
It's
sorry,
opposite.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
opposite.
It's
Like,
different,
yo,
yeah.
how do I go there?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I can't help
Yeah.
you. With
I think
that.
even to today, I know that some of my family members are from Pakistan, but I know for a fact that there's no way I could ever survive in Pakistan, like living wise.
It was not my favorite time of the year.
Right. Not to say anything bad about it.
think
I'm
I
sure
can.
Pakistan is great for the people that have lived there all their lives and they love it, ride or die,
Yeah.
right? But not my cup of tea, unfortunately. I think that's a good segue of probably going into, let's see, the stages of cultural shock, right? So like you were talking about it, you
Yeah.
probably touched upon it, right? The cultural shock you got, but you were a kid at that point.
I was a kid. Yeah.
Let's just say now, like
Yeah.
what ends up
Yeah.
happening, right? So like I have it in 4 segments, right? So there's the honeymoon phase where you're super excited.
Yeah.
You're thinking about opportunities and this and that. There's that frustration phase.
Were you
after
really
that
thinking
comes
of
in.
opportunities when you're 13
No,
or
I'm saying
9?
now. We're talking about as
Okay,
of
now, okay.
right? So the culture shock. So we're talking about
Okay.
now to the people that are
Yeah.
moving abroad, right, from abroad. The phase 1 was honeymoon phase. Phase
Yeah.
2 is your frustration phase. Phase 3 is the adjustment phase, which
Yeah.
is where you're like now figuring out things and understanding the way it is. And then phase 4 is your acceptance phase, where you're like, okay, now I'm content
Yeah.
with what I
It's
have.
home now.
Yeah.
Huh?
It's home now.
It's home now,
Yeah.
right? So for me, like I've actually experienced all 4 in depth, right?
Yeah.
Because we were excited to come here. Sure, Disneyland, because I was
Yeah.
a child, right? The frustration phase came in when I figured out, oh, we have to work to get somewhere in life
Right.
over here because we didn't come from wealthy backgrounds. We didn't have a support system, right? So we actually had to work. Me and you, I know about me and
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Yeah.
Both our lives are in parallel, pretty much. And then the third phase, which was, understanding the cultural norms around here, which is you have to work on a daily basis. You have to have a
Yeah.
vehicle. You have to, there's certain things you need
Yeah.
to have,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then accepting the fact that, okay, now you have a job. In order to get a degree or education, you have to earn this much and you have to do this, or you just work all your life. So you have to navigate through
navigate.
that
Yeah,
decision, which is a major decision, right? Either you work all your life, have a business, or you do the dead end jobs and then do school at night.
Yeah.
What was y'all's experience like with that aspect?
So mine, I'd say I did my internships. I tried a different few routes in college or in high school, right? I got internships right off the bat in high school.
Okay.
It's all through the school system. So I got
Nice.
right off the bat of my first paycheck.
What school?
It was in Culpeper County in Virginia, very small county.
Okay, still Virginia. Then? Okay.
Yeah, still in Virginia. And I got my first internship, so my first paycheck came from there.
Nice.
And I was like, of course, what do I want to do? Buy a PlayStation. That was the first thing.
PS2.
Of course.
Okay.
PS2.
That was the
I'm
time,
thinking
I
of the
think.
timeline.
Yeah,
Wait.
timeline.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of
PS1 was,
timeline.
yeah,
Because PS1 I got in Dubai.
Early 2000s,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly. So first one, of course, PlayStation. And when I was go to my mom's like, hey, how do I cash a check? So at this point, she's getting in my mindset on how to balance a budget.
How old were you, if you don't mind me asking?
At that point, so say 16, 17.
Okay.
Probably 17.
Is that
I
the
think.
age limit in Virginia for
Yeah.
working?
Yeah.
16, 17? Okay.
16, 17.
Yeah. I think 16 is usually you can do.
Yeah, because they're
I
hiring
did
people
start
through
when I was
high
15,
school, right?
so
I think there's some limitation of how many hours
Yeah.
you can do.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah. So because it's all internships for a high school program. And this was also for the school system as well. So it was only a summer internship.
Sure. Okay.
So for the first time, my mom's like, okay, I'm going to buy you your games, whatever you want. And then the rest of it goes into an account that you can never touch by permission. That account sat there for years to come because it was just that bank. At that point, it was Bank of America. It's 45 minutes away from where we lived.
Right. So
that's
I
how
mean,
we
I mean
were.
that would be sort of your
Fundamentals,
fundamentals, right?
Yeah.
So after that, when you came into the reality of it, oh, what needs to happen? I need to move forward with my life.
I don't know
How
when that actually came because I was still trying to figure. I think that came when I was in college. We're skipping a lot of years at this point.
Yeah.
Which
High
is
school,
fine, yeah.
High school, nobody really knows.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
cool.
We're just touching up on these little aspects,
We're
right?
learning
Yeah.
at that time.
High school was cool because I first started doing graphic design at the first time. Imagine
high school?
we had Macs. Our first class, we had
So you had opportunities there, right?
30 Macs that came up, and I was like, "This is amazing. This is so
Nice.
cool." I don't
So,
know.
Yeah.
so if you don't mind me asking, and we'll get to you, Nicholas, right? It's I know that's obviously the you got the opportunities, you're
Yeah.
going to school. When did it actually hit you that okay, this is life? Now I need to figure this out. I need to figure that out. I need to do this and
I
that.
think in
Right?
college is when I really
okay.
truly figured out
Cool.
what side I want to go. Initially, I was like, oh, I want to do an art degree. I want to go graphic design route.
Yes.
And then I'm like, let me just do a dual major. So I
Yes.
was going to do a dual major. By the time I realized, again, this is the part of the cost of how much school
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
like,
right?
I don't want to pay for another degree. So
Yeah.
I'm going to finish my minor in graphic design and
push
then
through, yeah.
pivot through my IT,
Yeah.
my CIS degree. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm done with school.
But that was in Houston, correct?
That was still, he's like, you're Fitch. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So college is when I truly realized, and I was working full time there because it's working full time and going
You have to work, right?
Yeah, you have to
survive. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the
Well,
reality
luckily,
of it, guys.
parents had the support, so I was still living
Right,
at home, so
right.
that helped a lot. So
Oh, that's good,
I was
yeah.
able to
Yeah.
save up a lot of it, after the fact when
You
I
made
was
the
out
right
of school.
decisions, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. It helped out.
Yeah. What about you?
It's different for me. I started working in high school as well,
Yeah.
but it was for a long time. It was to support family, and then
Same.
So I didn't really get to learn anything through high school. I don't think I even did any. Probably one job in Tennessee that I did in high school was supposed to be serious, but I don't think I ever took it serious. It was this book company, large wholesale distributors. My dad had a decent job there.
Yeah.
He was doing great. So I know it kind of clicked. This is a place that could turn into a career. But I think I was too young.
Right.
I didn't feel it. So for me, when I realized that this is a lifestyle that we have to keep going, make money and whatnot for the things we need,
Yes.
that was pretty late, but it was also in Houston.
Right.
So during my high school, there wasn't much at all. I think everything that I've done and learned I feel like I've grown up in Houston more than Karachi.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
I just remembered I took a 3-month car salesman position. Just
oh my god, how was that? How many did you sell?
None. But you know why I took it?
I hate
that
sales.
explains
You know why I took it? Because they were giving out a flat the first 3 months you have a salary. Yeah, I was like, oh, perfect.
They were giving what again?
They had a flat this is your fixed salary.
Oh,
They had a base pay.
No, base pay, no commission, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And 3 months later, I left.
He's the reason he probably should convert it to commission based now.
After that, I bailed immediately.
Keep giving you money on sell shit.
Yeah, you're not just gonna stand there, look
Also,
nice.
it was a Mitsubishi, so I'm like, I hated that car.
So
Let me ask you this real quick. What was your first job exactly?
wait, before we get into this, I know this is a good segue to adjusting to the American work life, right? And I feel like the biggest impacts that all of us had when it came to the evolution of us understanding real life in America was primarily at the ages of maybe 16, 17 or 17, 18-ish?
To understand the life in terms of work and
survival, working.
No, a lot later for me.
Dude,
Way later for you?
Lot later.
What about you?
I want to say early 20s.
You said you started working at 15 or
20s.
16.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that
but
was
you don't
take that serious.
Yeah.
You go to high school, you go to you do 4 or 5 hours worth
But
of
you said you were
work.
supporting the family. What does that mean?
Whatever I was making, that was.
Oh,
for
so you
the
just give
family
them
to
paycheck?
support. Yeah,
Okay, but not
100%.
like mortgages.
Until
or
you
rent.
have a mortgage
No.
or you're paying for rent.
So
and
that
stuff,
all came
you
way
won't
late.
pick that up till
yeah,
a lot
exactly.
later. Yeah.
So during that time, whatever I'm doing, I'm helping out my parents, right? But at the same time, because of that reason, I wasn't really taking any of my job much serious.
Okay.
And it is worth noting that those jobs weren't even serious at all. They're just beginner jobs, right? Like kiosk in a mall, blah blah blah.
Dead end jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those jobs are not even supposed to make a career out of. But yeah, I'm glad I never took those seriously, and I didn't end up losing anything.
Okay, so that's cool. So then I guess we could segue into the work lifestyle in America, right? How that has been. So do you want to start us off with that?
I guess work lifestyle. I mean, depends. I've had work where I've really had
your
work
professional
calls.
expectations and whatnot.
Oh my god! I mean, it really depends on the company and your boss. I think.
But you're in the IT field, right?
Yeah,
So
but
how's
the thing
that
is,
been overall?
before I pivoted into the sales side of it,
Right.
it was ruthless because I had 2 phones with me. My laptop was always in the trunk, and I was always on call.
Right.
So it doesn't matter if it's a holiday, it doesn't matter what. I'm up 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning working sometimes.
So I'm thinking here that instead of us discussing about just our personal life, let's try to talk about it in a sense where people who are looking at this video and who are thinking of in our age, right, and thinking of moving here, what should they expect in the American workforce?
Okay,
So
I think what you're trying to say is what people should understand if you're let's say moving to the States, any part.
Exactly.
I mean, it doesn't apply on me. I didn't do enough amount of years in terms of working for corporation or anything at all. I have basically been in business for the long time that I can remember, but I've done a lot of small jobs.
Entrepreneurship is a big thing too.
It is, but it's worth noting if that's what you want to do, then yes, that's a route as well.
Is that something you always wanted to do? Entrepreneurship?
No, I didn't know that. Remember the job that I did with you?
Yes.
I think that job made me realize that I am not a Monday to Friday 8 to 5 person at all.
Just sit on behind it.
I couldn't have
Even
done
if it's
that.
your own, you can't just.
Right, I can, exactly. So I've always been creative. So I think it is fortunate that I was pushed towards to do that on my own, but I didn't have a plan to do this. I just ended up doing what I do. But I think it's worth noting what you're saying is, the last time I went to Pakistan, that's what I was having discussion with people, that, they're like, hey, how's the life over there? And I explained them. And well, then why move there? I'm like, well, first of all, no one's telling you to move there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just you're expecting that I'm there, then you want to be there too.
Right.
Second, it's worth noting the most minimal changes that you will have living here is worthy, right? For example, running water, running gas, hot water,
From Pakistan's
road
perspective.
safe, and it's worth having that on a daily basis.
Right.
Now, that's pros, right? Here's the con. I feel like people in Pakistan are probably way too relaxed. Right?
Laid back, you mean?
Super laid
Very
back,
laid
relaxed.
back,
And it doesn't go for everyone. But
Are you talking about for
most-
structure purposes? They don't have a structure for work?
Yeah,
9 to 5?
exactly.
Okay.
So over here, it's I like the structure that is when you're high schooler, you start these small jobs, but I think they help you boost towards the main job that will be 8 to 5 that you have to be there. I think it makes you understand how to balance life throughout.
So that's what I was referring to earlier when I was saying,
Yeah.
when did when did you guys evolve into that understanding? So I guess you're right. So high school primarily, and then college, and when you're going through school, kind of gives you that idea of.
I think college still doesn't, because like a lot of people are still working part time / like.
And another thing for college, you
have to be flexible.
Not just that, but you had. Thankfully, you were blessed to go to college at the right time.
Yeah.
Timeline, right?
Right.
There's
Exactly.
certain people that are not able to because they're still meeting ends meet.
Right.
And they're saving up, and then if they have the opportunity, they'll do it. But let's say before that,
different expectations
like
and
me.
different scenarios.
I
Circumstances,
didn't
right?
get to finish my college,
Right.
so I
different
missed out on that.
circumstances.
Exactly.
That's why I feel like we cannot rely upon the
Also, I still think college is irrelevant now. Right?
Oh,
now. Now.
That's a different debate.
That's a different debate. But
we could talk about that.
It is a debate, though.
Yeah, it is.
Because there
I can talk to you about
there was
that.
a point in this life that wasn't even up for debate.
Yeah.
And I think rightfully so.
Yeah.
Back then, there weren't enough ways to turn yourself into a person who can make enough to
Earn
survive.
income, right?
Yeah.
Earn
Now
there's
you can earn income.
too many ways.
There's a lot of passive income.
Yeah.
and
The only
everything.
difference is you need to know what you're good at. That's all.
Yeah,
If you're good at,
That's the key, though.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
Not everybody can do it, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Of
you have
course.
to
It's
know
not
the
for
skill.
everyone.
You have to trade
You also have to explore. Not everybody
something I
has
keep
the
saying,
opportunity.
like-
and take risks, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like
And
not
without
everyone in the
capital,
world
there's
can
no
get
risk.
that.
So it's
exactly.
just like there's, like I said, there's a lot of things we could debate about going back and forth, but that's not the point here.
Right.
We're just trying to give a good idea of what it feels like, especially from our perspective, since we actually moved from two different major countries that a lot of people do from, Dubai and Pakistan. What it feels like. So for me, what I would say is, even though I didn't get college in the correct timeline, as you would say, probably primarily because we were in parallel, me and you, like we didn't have the support from our families. We had to support our family. We had to earn income. I started at the age of 15 actually, and I was earning minimum wage. But I think you have to have the reality in your head that you have to earn money when you come here. If you don't have a strong support system, or if you don't come with the big, because you always hear the story, guys, and I'm pretty sure you've heard it. A lot of uncles will say, "I came over here with $2 in my pocket."
$2. It's always been
$1 in my
$2.
pocket.
Yeah,
$5.
yeah.
I'm like, that's not even the ticket
Two
price.
is
right?
the
It's
average,
actually-
though. Two is the
that's
average.
nothing anymore.
It's the average, right?
Yeah.
Like with inflation, that doesn't make sense anymore. But in reality, though, like if you are coming to find a job here, like it's really important for you to explore every aspect of it, and not just looking at the job itself, but the living cost around it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because that is very important to do so. Again, Texas is a bit more reasonable as far as living costs go.
I
right?
agree.
You guys agree?
I agree.
Like with apartments and housing, even if you want to rent houses here, which is pretty cool. But again, you have to survive and make ends meet in order to, have that stable job that you need. It's not as easy as, applying, finding a job and just going at it. You have to make sure that it fits your cost of living. That's been my
But that's right though.
understanding.
Yeah, that's 100% right though.
We cannot just
I think also another thing, a lot of people that are moving from a different country may also not have the capital, because capital is huge, right? 100%. Without that, what are you gonna be able to do? You land here, you don't have a house, you don't have a place to stay.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, if you have friends, that's great. That's usually how a lot of people have, like they move to a city where they know somebody. Right?
I do think that's
What if
pretty
you don't know
common
anybody?
nowadays.
Nowadays,
a lot of people know someone through.
But what if you
someone.
don't, right? What do you do
tough,
at
man.
that?
That's
It's
tough.
If you don't have any capital,
I feel like there's plenty of information online now.
There is.
Junaid Akram, the Gunji flag, the YouTuber.
Yeah.
I think he also talks a lot about it. He shares a lot of resources. He's like, if you're trying to go from Pakistan, that's not a wrong thing.
Yeah.
But just at least understand what you're gonna get yourself into.
Yeah. That's
set your expectations before.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like if you do your due diligence and you do the research that you need and required, because it's not just the fact of going on Indeed or LinkedIn and finding a job and then I can go to America now and get a work visa or whatever. But it's also the aspect of the living costs and everything that goes around along with it. And honestly, it's not just like you have to do it yourself. There's so many people out here that can share living spaces as well, right?
Yeah.
There's like apartments that people share. A lot of
the folks that they have their contract, they come to the States, still have that mindset of how they're living in like back home.
True, exactly. And there's a lot of people that I do know over here that actually have that they make enough money over here when it I guess converts to Pakistan or wherever. It actually helps their family back home as well.
Yeah.
And they live in shared spaces here still, right? So it's literally whatever you prefer or you're comfortable with at the end of the day. But you're right. Jumping on to our next segue, which is great. Like you talked about community earlier, right? You talk about friends. So it is very important for us to have some sort of a community here. Moving from Dubai to here, obviously I was always around because we had a huge family. So I was always around family. I never really needed that sense of community because our family was humongous, right?
Makes sense.
Huge. But obviously after growing up and you're having your own life and stuff like that, you start seeking out things that you can relate to, the communities you can relate to, right? And it necessarily doesn't have to be religious, right? Obviously, it doesn't have to be your race or whatever.
Yep.
It's just a mentality that you can communicate with, and whatever like-minded people like you. For me, I was able to find that after the age of 30, right? And that's a
really
time,
that's
right?
a huge gap. Yeah,
it's a huge gap, right? Because if you think about it, for me, I was brought up in a sense of community based off of religion. Right? Yep. It was like you have to be part of the Muslim community, you have to go to the mosque and this and that. For me, even though my community is related to a mosque, which is like, it's like Islam in Spanish, it's like a community center. It's still primarily people that are I would say Desi, right?
Yeah.
Desi meaning like Pakistani or Indian or whatnot. And I found it that I can relate more to Latinos because they're way more open-minded and there are a lot of reverts there.
Yeah,
right.
There are.
So there are a lot of reverts, and it's really nice to be able to communicate with these people that are.
That's good, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why for me that's what's good for community for me, and now I sense this a sense of comfortability with it.
I think it's really important. I think it's really important to relate, right? Like you don't want to be the only one in this world. It's just important to relate. So the first time I noticed the community-wise was back in Tennessee during Eid. So good thing about that I've noticed a lot today is a lot of people have been posting on Houston Muslim Group. So if you guys don't know, on Facebook, there's almost every big city has a Muslim group. And I noticed a lot of people who are moving from Pakistan to Houston, they would type on Houston Muslim Group about, hey, what would y'all recommend? Where should I'm going to be new over here. I'll be moving soon. Where should I go? And people help them out. I think that's great. That's beautiful. The first time I witnessed my community stuff was back in Tennessee. During Eid, what they do is a lot of people in Nashville, Tennessee, which isn't a lot of Desi community, they keep open houses. So what you do is on Eid day, after Eid Namaz, you actually literally go stop each house as much as you want.
It's amazing.
And there's food there. And,
it's amazing.
And that's how you communicate with people. That's how you make friends. Yeah. And I love that. But that's actually in terms of my family. You know, like how you said you found the community.
That's
right?
what I'm saying.
That's in terms of my family. For me, what changed for me, I'm deeply rooted to Pakistan in all possible way. When I moved to Houston, and I think that's when I witnessed that. Why is that a bad thing, by the way?
I'm sorry.
Y'all about to get some hate, I guarantee you. Show it. But yeah, what I loved about Houston's community is I found people with similar interests, right?
Pakistan.
Playing cricket.
Pakistan.
Playing music.
Pakistan.
Movies related. Not enough Pakistanis, mostly Indian in that. Bollywood, mostly Indians in that. Not enough Pakistanis. But I think music was where I connected with a lot of people. I noticed a lot of people, they're from Pakistan and they have similar music tastes from Pakistan.
Of course.
I think that was amazing to see.
Yeah. I mean, and to your point, a lot of the new members that do either move to Houston, regardless of them being Latinos or not, we get a lot of members in the community that move from New York and they find out about Islam and Spanish and they come directly, not for the fact of, I mean, we get a lot of non-Muslims that come there too, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that, because I've been to different mosques before and they actually stop you if you're not wearing the appropriate, traditional wear, the clothings for Muslims. And thankfully, because Islam and Spanish is so open and we have a lot of reverts, obviously think about this. They're reverts, but they're Catholics, right? Because they're Latinos. Yeah. So they still allow them to come and they're open about everything. So that's, to your point, there are times where the community actually creates some sort of an event where we're introducing more people, not just to Islam, but to the community, because the community is in Alif. Right. So I am from Alif. Obviously, I was a child. I was raised in Alif. So that the center is in Alif. So everyone that usually you also know probably in Savoy is Alif as well. Right?
Yeah. Oh, is it?
So everyone that comes in, everyone that comes from Pakistan and stuff like that, they're moving in that area.
It's like a to-go area.
The apartment complexes.
All the apartment complexes.
Right by Savoy.
And literally the center is right across apartment centers where there's a lot of Pakistan Indians and Bengalis that come to the center, and then they communicate and they ask those questions like, hey, what to do here, what to do there. For me, I really take great pride in mentoring a lot of kids, that, especially in their teenage years, of telling them what to do, because obviously I wish I had that. Right. Here's the step-by-step from high school to college to job and what to do. And I love that aspect of it, right? Yeah. And that's one thing that I love about the community I'm in. That's great. What about you?
So mine was a bit interesting. So when I moved to Virginia, right?
Yeah.
We were probably the one or two Muslim families in the entire county.
Wow.
Majority, 90%
Muslim
white.
Or Pakistani?
No, it was Muslim in general.
Wow.
Forget Pakistani.
Were you stared down everywhere you go?
Oh, 100%. I like behind my head, like I can
That
feel
was a
it in the
given,
hallway, like, every
guys.
time.
Welcome to America.
And so that was like, I think towards when I was like a senior,
Yeah.
a lot more people started moving in. It was funny. My principal, like she knew that I was Pakistani. She's like, hey, I need you to do me a favor. There's somebody moving from Pakistan. Like he actually moved here from Pakistan. He barely knew a single word of English. She's like,
That's
She's
amazing.
like, you're the only one I know I can trust because she's known me from like my 9th grade or 8th grade at this point for a very long time, right? I'm a senior at this point. He's like, I need you to take him around, show him around the school. Like you're gonna be his point of contact for just about
So big brother.
Basically, essentially.
Nice.
And it was my get out of jail free card. I could get out of class early.
Wow. So
and
you
leave
took
early
you took the negative reference. You should use it the positive.
I would do too.
I'm a senior in high school with like no electricity. Like, what do you think I'm gonna do?
Of course.
So yeah, it was like he was like he barely knew any English. I think he was. Well, I think he's from Lahore, so he's like mainly Punjabi, and I don't know any Punjabi.
Yeah.
So he knew some Urdu, so we could like we could.
Yeah, the broken
communicate.
Urdu, right?
Yeah, that's fine. It was more than enough.
But as far as now goes, like, so me and Riz talked about
Yeah.
the communities now that we're
Yeah.
involved in, right? What about you now, as an adult, as a married individual
Yeah.
with a job and a lifestyle? Like, what is your community lifestyle?
So I think when I moved to Austin, like I have a lot of close friends in Austin too, and Houston, right?
Okay.
So when I moved to Austin, when I came to Houston to visit, still hung out with everybody on a weekly basis, right?
For sure. Yeah.
I still talk to a lot of the folks in Austin, so we still have a pretty like close knit group.
Yeah.
And
So
I think
this is just friends and family, or is it just outside random people as well?
it's mixed.
It's mixed.
Some are like former coworkers that I like talk about like football stuff with.
Okay.
Or like I just met my old boss from like a few years ago. Like
That must have been weird. But
no, he was great. I love the guy.
oh, so no burn bridges.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
That's good.
We met up for dinner in Austin. Was there like a month ago.
Nice.
And we just haven't seen each other in a while. So
Wow.
we just
Flashback to
right?
memory lane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, I ran into him in Mexico in the airport.
Wow.
That was super odd.
That is really odd. Yeah.
But
Coincidence, right? Yeah. Was he
but-
following you? No, I'm just
No. He was there for a wedding, but it can't
He
go.
was following him.
Sure.
But that's the community, right? You build your community around, and then work community, like your neighbors or your community, your essentially your core friends, your family. I don't have a lot of family in the U.S. Majority, I have a few people in Austin that are family, and then
family, bro.
I mean, yes, of course, you guys are basically family. But beyond that, like,
No, right? It's like
You're like, should I say
I'm like,
we
guy
or
is
not?
right here, bro.
yeah. No, I mean, we don't have a lot of family. Majority of them like are in Pakistan,
Yeah.
and there's some extended family, but
You
we're
never
not
talk to
really
them.
that close. Yeah, exactly.
I
So,
figured, yeah. Me neither. So I think this is a good time where we could wrap it up. If you had some advice to give, I think we can wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Some advice for those considering to move, regardless of Pakistan, Dubai, wherever they want to move from, right?
Yeah.
Like, what would be some of your like top, I guess, say 2 or 3 things? For me, I would start off with definitely do your research. Financial planning is great. Like, you have to make sure financial planning.
100%.
And as far as the expectation goes, like, lower it a little bit because it's not what it seems to be at this age. Obviously, when you're young, like for kids, it really doesn't matter. But like when you, as an adult, like they're like realistically speaking, do your research. You'll see a lot more, and then be a part of communities like these guys said before, because everything's online now, so it's accessible, right? So be a part of those communities. Everywhere you go, any city you go, we'll have a community for you. Look into it, read the chats and whatnot. So what about you guys?
I think what you said is exactly that. I'm just gonna add one more thing.
Sure.
I know this guy who actually looked into where he was moving into, and that's Houston, and he looked into online that what are the next, other than English, what's the next language that's been spoken a lot. And this guy actually started learning Spanish from
I was about to say Spanish.
That's
so
amazing.
I
Bilingual already before you.
just extra plus. If you happen to know an extra language, and Spanish is the second most spoken language, probably in the entire U.S. I think it helps a lot.
I'm not sure.
Houston
for sure.
Houston for sure. I
100%.
guarantee. Texas throughout.
Yeah.
First is English, second is Spanish. I'm pretty sure it helps a lot knowing that language to get some other jobs as well.
I think mine would be, yes, you have your community, but be more independent. Learn to be independent. I think one thing everybody's I'll just give you my dad's example. He's probably had those cases where he should probably not rely on certain people that he's known in the past. Right?
We live and learn, right?
You live and learn.
Yeah, you live and learn.
I think a lot of it, it's for...
Yeah, it goes for everyone.
It does, but like in scenarios where you absolutely don't know anything, help. Reach out to But don't count on anybody.
Yeah, unfortunately, the reality of it, like,
Right.
you can't trust everyone
Yeah.
before you come here, right? That's why I said to do your research. Obviously,
Yeah.
look at those
And
forums.
having that capital, those assets, being smart with what you want to do,
financial planning,
it's gonna
right?
help.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
yeah.
gonna take you. It's gonna definitely take you places.
I would say make sure you have sufficient, like, 3 months of saving for
Yeah.
coming here. Like, I mean, I think rent average is what, 1,500 over here.
It
I think
varies.
It's a good
You can find
average. It's a
cheaper.
good
For
average.
one
Yeah.
person,
It's a good
right?
average.
Yeah, for one person.
It's a good
Yeah.
average.
Yeah.
1,500 is rent. If you could save 3 months of that, because it takes sometimes it takes a long time to get a job or find a job. So, just keep that in mind and just do some financial planning before you do come in. I usually say 6 months to people that I mentor.
That's
but
hard to invest.
It's
It's hard to
yeah,
say.
yeah. But it's I mean, if you are able to target that, it's not a bad
Yeah.
thing.
It's not a
to
bad
do.
thing.
It's not a bad
Yeah.
one, but yeah.
Because sometimes you don't know how long it'll take. Because the job market usually fluctuates, right?
Right.
So we usually don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much our segment for today. We
It
hope.
was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun talking about this stuff too. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
I just said that we thank you for joining us, and we hope you enjoyed it and had some laughs. Thank you for it.
And I just want to say, if you guys have anything that you want us to maybe cover a different topic or something, or anything related to what we just talked, please leave us a comment.
And
Anything on Ed?
like, subscribe, everything, follow, hit the buttons, everything else.
Let's do it again.
Yeah.
No, I like it. I want to keep it just like that. All right. Yeah, guys. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.